What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Pacific Revision. You are back. Let's go. We are knee deep in playoffs. I am one of your hosts, Miguel. Hello, hi, how are you doing? Next to me is my co-host, Eric. Say hello, Eric.
How's it going? Anything going on recently?
Second round, Calgary, Edmonton Oilers.
I think it's Calgary.
It's Calgary. It has to be, yeah. Not that Calgary didn't look impressive either against Dallas.
But how much of that was Jake Ottinger?
But that's true. That's true. But they're a much more complete team than Edmonton is. And a much more complete team than LA is. So I do think they will beat the Edmonton Oilers, but I don't see... I mean, yeah, I don't see them going further past this, but they'll get past Edmonton for sure, I think.
I think they have a good shot. I mean,
I'm gonna say
defense well.
I'm gonna say Calgary in 5 too.
6. Calgary in 6. I think there's a lot more factors of unknowns with McDavid and the rest of the team. Like Leon Draisaitl was hurt late into Game 6. Like he got dragged down by Mackie Anderson during a little scrum. He didn't look great in Game 7. Like you could tell he wasn't skating as fast as he could.
No, he was a little non-existent.
Yeah, and I don't know, against Calgary, like you have to feel good. Like you had in front of Calgary, you had the best goalie performance you could possibly have, and they got through that. Now they got to play Mike Smith. Are the Oilers defense good enough to contain that structure, to have Edmonton be able to counterattack like the way they were against Los Angeles? And Los Angeles isn't their passes weren't crisp. They don't have anyone offensively who's threatening, unlike a Johnny Gaudreau, Matthew Tkachuk, or Elias Lindholm.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. While LA Kings scoring was a good, just pretty much hard work, good play, and smart teamwork is how LA scored. Johnny Gaudreau is gonna tear up that defense. Johnny Gaudreau is 100% gonna tear up that defense. And he's not the only one that can do it, but I really like Johnny's gonna just skate circles around the Edmonton defense, and that man's gonna put up points this series. I just see that's what I see. Like, and he's gonna tear Mike Smith up. He's gonna roof it on Mike Smith so many times. Watch.
We're gonna find out how good McDavid is.
Yeah, for sure.
This series against LA proved head and shoulders. He's the best player in the entire world, easily. Can he do it against a team who's going to play him physically? These teams don't like each other. If it was pretty scrappy against LA, it's going to be fucking bloodbath against Calgary. And these Alberta teams do not like each other.
And that's another thing. I think Calgary pushes Edmonton around.
It'll be interesting. Daryl Sutter's there.
They're a tougher team. But that should be that. At the very least, that's going to be very fun to watch. That's going to be very fun.
This is easily the most must-see series for me.
Yeah, and I think in the second round, there's no bad matchups. There's definitely a least excited for it, and we'll get to it for me, and we'll get to it when we get to it. But there's no bad matchups. Next on the West Coast, Avalanche versus the St. Louis Blues.
I don't know how you bet against the Colorado Avalanche.
Here's my thing.
They are good, but this is the round they usually get stuck on.
This is my thing.
Reason or another.
This is my thing. Curses. And not only curses, last year, if you remember, Colorado obliterates, sweeps. I forgot who they played in the first round last year.
That would have been... So we were in the West Division, right? Because of COVID last
Correct.
year? That would have been the St. Louis Blues.
Was it?
It would have been the St. Louis Blues.
It was, and it was a sweep too, right?
Yep, because
they were waiting for Vegas.
Yes, because before that, Binnington hasn't won 2 series since 2019, and then they got beat by the Canucks, I want to say, in the bubble as well. So
they sweep the Blues. Great. People are like, now they're waiting for Vegas, and Vegas is struggling to get past. I don't even remember who it was anymore.
Vegas would have been Minnesota.
Okay, yeah, it was Minnesota, and boy was it a struggle to get through Minnesota.
I mean, it took you to 7.
Took us to 7. And then we get there, and Vegas gets mollywopped 7-0. Tough game to watch. Lost to Colorado. And everyone's like, the curse is over. They're finally going to get to the second round. Vegas will be lucky if they get one. But Vegas, like St. Louis, more specifically last year than this year, is a heavy team who plays heavy, who wears on these speedy, young Colorado Avalanche players who get frustrated when they can do nothing and they start making mistakes. I'm not saying that's how it's going to go again, but again, St. Louis plays very similar to how Vegas used to play. And launching a similar game plan, and St. Louis has the scorers, has the skills, has the players. The only thing that worries me is goaltending. Because last year, Fleury was hot. Fleury was hot last year, for once. He was hot.
Last year?
Or...
It would have been Leonard.
Yeah, last year would have been Leonard.
Yeah.
Because Fleury was hot 2 years ago.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
No, it was last year. No, it was last year.
No.
Yes.
No, didn't Leonard play?
No, Leonard played 2 years ago in the bubble. Then Fleury, that's why he won the Vezina, because he came in hot.
Oh, right.
You confused me. I was right.
No, you're right.
Fleury was hot.
Sorry for doubting your knowledge of your team.
Fleury was hot. He eventually cooled down, but in this series he was hot. And that was a big part also of taking down Colorado. Even though Grubauer was hot as well. But like I said, just the heaviness, a war on Colorado. And I think with a similar game plan, St. Louis has the ability to beat. I'm still going Colorado, though. But St. Louis, I'm not counting St. Louis out.
So it's funny you should mention curses, okay? Because last season, you could say, so you got outplayed by Vegas, games 3-6, right?
Yep.
Don't forget, Nazem Kadri suspended the entire time.
True.
So losing your second line center kind of sucks because I think Colorado's pretty deep, but like Alex Newhook was pretty young then, still young now, but a little better. The year before that, goalies. Michael Hutchinson had to play 2 games for Colorado, their third string goalie. And once again, this year, goalie situations have arose for the Colorado Avalanche. Darcy Kemper had an eye injury against Nashville and was out for the last game.
And then, and last year too, I mean, the other biggest reason that Vegas beat Colorado, aside from Kadri not being there, Stone line shut down McKinnon.
Yes.
McKinnon couldn't do shit. He was so frustrated.
That matters. Like the fact that Stone could go ahead and match up against McKinnon matters so much.
And so,
like you know what? I'll give you a little pat on the back here. You know who's underrated defensively?
Who?
One wild Bill Carlson. Also really good defensively.
Amazing.
It's a shame the scoring has dried up, but like defensively, I think Carlson right now is a perfect third line center.
That is the biggest problem, is that Carlson defense.
I made it about you.
Carlson has such an amazing defensive stick. Not even a kid. He's not a kid anymore. But dude is smart. He is smart. He makes the right plays. That's why him and Riley Smith together at one point had like the most shorthanded goals, just because they're just so good defensively.
But yeah, like matchup wise though, I do want to say that. Like matchup wise, like that lined up for Vegas to be able to be like, all right, throw out the Stone line. All right, throw out the Carlson line. And here you have, don't forget, Ryan O'Reilly won the Selke a couple years ago. Good defensively. Like, we'll see how good his supporting cast is, but Colin Parayko, Torrey Krug, like those guys are pretty good. Can Jordan Bennington kind of still rise to the occasion? Like, I know he won a couple games here, but
that's the biggest question mark. That's the biggest question mark for me. It's all to me. It lies on Bennington.
Yeah, and he'll have to be good because I don't think Colorado's always played well, and I know they got shellacked last season because it was just It is what it is. You sometimes play a better team than you, and the matchups worked out, and Vegas figured it out, being able to cone in on them defensively. I don't know if this St. Louis team can do it, but they do have the scoring options. Like, I love Tarasenko. Man, never forget Tarasenko, available for Seattle.
Crazy.
Tarasenko, Jordan Kyrou, like, those are some tremendous talents. So they have a shot. I think it goes 6 also, but Colorado, like, until they show me otherwise, it's hard to pick against them to not win it all.
On this one, I'm going 7 on this one. This one goes 7.
I could see it.